Okay. So I've been working on the engines because I'm creating a housing for them. I'm basing the housing off of this picture here. It's something an artist I'm talking to called Spacer. I've been talking to him about it back and forth, and he created this housing over the engines I kind of sort of like. And as an option, I want to create something that looks like it. However, I'm not sure how good of a job I'm doing. I don't know if these actually look like what he's made. If they do the job. On the side here, they look really messy, so I'm sort of iffy as if I'm going to keep that. Anyway, so I think I'm moving on from that for the time being. I don't think I'm actually going to continue working on that for the moment. What I think I'm going to work on is actually the LRM launcher. So you can see on the top there, these LRM launchers. I'm actually going to be putting them off to the side for the moment. And these ones, I don't think I'm going to continue with those. I'm going to make a different one that I actually thought of a very similar design, because Spacer showed me a concept that he was working on. And I love what he was working on. And I'm going to do something very similar here. Well, yeah, I'm going to do what I originally planned, basically, because he showed me what it would look like, and it looked amazing. So, what I need to do is sort of actually destroy this, which sounds kind of bad. And I know this isn't my normal content. It's just, I kind of need something to do to occupy my mind. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. And my mind was sort of going into free fall. So I figured, hey, you know, do a live stream of this. If somebody enjoys it, cool. I can actually have a discussion and talk with other human beings of some kind. While I work on something that is really freaking cool. Now, what would be even cooler is if at some point, what if I was able to get this, because right now this is basically something that's going to be a 3D printable model. But what if at some point I could have it rendered into something that could be made into an animation or video? Because I'm having artwork made of it. That's why I'm talking to Spacer. But I don't know if I'm going to... I don't know. If I can make an animation out of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Alright, so what I'm trying to do right now is slice this thing into an equal section, and I'm trying to figure out how best to do that. How best to slice this thing equally. I'm just not sure how to accomplish that. Okay, alright. Okay, let's look over here. That's at 76.80. How thick is this thing? How thick? This one. Let's make it a solid 2. This thing is 4... Oh, duh, this was so simple. I didn't need to make this so complicated. Jeez. All of a sudden it clicks. So if this thing is 4 across, all I have to do is... Let's see, a 76.80... Oh, let's go 76.80. Oh, what? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I know what I did wrong. Okay. Alright, so this is at 76.80. What I want to actually do is thin this thing just to 1. And this one just to 1. Okay, now I'll go 76.80. Oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's go 1.5. Okay, that's better. Crap. 76.80. Shoot. Let's see if we can just do this. Will that work? We'll perfectly slice this thing into pieces. Well, let's slice it up, see what it looks like. Okay. Now we approximately have the piece that we want. So I'm actually going to undo that really quick. I'm going to make a copy of that. Put it there. Make it disappear. Combine these again. Reappear the thing. Okay, alright. Was that what I wanted to do? Let's actually make that thing disappear again. So I want a section of this. Wait, what? Oh, I think I want a cross section. I want cross section. Okay, so let's go like this. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to do it by half. That's what I'm going to do. Yes. So then I'm going to slice this thing in half. Come on. Okay. Alright, so we're going to make this 2 by 2 by 2. Okay. Shoot. 4 is actually better. You know what? Oh, I managed to line it up on that front. Okay, stop it. So, 87.50. Alright. So, 87.50. That is not what I intended to do. So just 86 straight up. Okay, so just 86. Cool. All right, so now that's lined up. How far down is the bottom here? Let's actually make that go away. What is the height? 18.60. So we want it to eat up half of the current thing, and it's 4 across, or at least it's supposed to be. So 18.60 minus, so that's 16.60 is what we want the thing to be at. So 16.60. Group. And voila. So Gonna make another copy of this. Put it back. Make it disappear. Well, make it disappear again. Actually, that disappear again too. So, oh, I know what. Oh, yeah, duh. No. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. No, that wasn't it. Come on. No. Oh. Okay, here we go. Turn that into a hole. Cool. Okay. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So then, I'm going to bring in the other piece that we saved from before. And I'm going to decrease its size very marginally. Okay. I just realized a mistake that I made. Let's see. Can I ungroup this thing? Oh, shoot. Drat. Okay. Group. Okay, and you. What's your height? 4. Alright. And group. Okay. And now I've grabbed a piece. Now I should be up. I hate that. Should be able to just go like this. There we go. This is exactly what I wanted. Oh my gosh. This is freaking gorgeous. Maybe in the end I'll make it a bit smaller. But it's sunk in. And then I'm going to create a bunch of small holes for... So, okay, because I haven't really explained what I'm doing to this point. I'm creating a missile pod. Oh, yeah, well, I did explain earlier that I was creating a substitute for those LRM launchers over there. So essentially this is going to be a missile pod that... So it's going to replace this one right here. Because the Naz'Ziam needs to be able to... It doesn't have shields. The Naz'Ziam has no shields. Which means it needs to essentially go into what's called turtle mode. And that wasn't really an option with that build right there. But I had thought about doing something similar to this. And then Spacer showed me how it could be done. And we didn't even collaborate on it. I guess sort of great minds do think alike. And once he showed me that, it just hit me. I was like, wait, I thought about that design and I decided against it. In favor of this one. I'm not sure if I decided against it as much as I just started working on it. And that was what came out. I didn't actually have a goal in mind. Which is not the best thing to be doing when you are making something. But I'm going to steal one of these missiles. Okay. So what we want more than anything right now for when we're making this missile pod. Come on, come on. I need a new mouse. It's having difficulty manipulating Tinkercad. Let's see. Make it a hole. And then I'm going to ever so slightly, like, how big is this thing? Going to create a work plane on it so I can expand on its size ever so slightly. And then what's its size? Is it going to... Oh, 0.2. So I'm going to make it 0.25. And then same with down here, 0.25. So this thing is going to be the quarter of a size of a millimeter, I think. I don't know if I've actually got that right or not. But then we'll redo the work plane. And I'm going to sink it into the LRM launcher. Well, the missile pod. And we're going to see how that turns out. So... hate that. Thank you. Yes, I want up close and personal. Like, uncomfortably close levels. I'm gonna work plane this again. Oh my gosh, that was severe. Expand on this thing's size. Oh, whoops. Then I gotta get rid of the work plane again. Work plane, go back to default. Then you want to sink you in some more. Maybe change the maybe change the angle. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Ah! That was very accidental. Okay. So the missile pods, the actual holes for the missiles, I'm probably going to want at different angles. Where is the rotation? Where's the rotate? There it is. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to change that by 15 degrees. Not enough. Another 10. Need more. I'd say 5 more degrees. 5 more degrees, we should be good. That should be good, right there. I manipulated ever so slightly and it sends me flying away. Okay, so then I move this right here and then this right here. Does it have... Oh, it barely doesn't have room. So let's move all 3 back over. Okay, so the problem here is it's not symmetrical. I don't quite like that. So let's barely drop that down. And, okay, that's much more symmetrical. I like that. That is much better. So this will be the top 3 missile pods. And then we're going to take another set. Put them here. I don't think we need to change the angle just yet. You know what? No, we do. We do need to change the angle just a bit. Let's change it by 2 degrees. See what it looks like. I think that looks okay. Okay. Alright, now at this point, these need to be dropped. Why do you have to go so far away when dropping? I mean, whenever I move the wrong way. Where is... There it is. Okay, now they're too far down. So now I need to pull them in just a bit to the others. That'll be over here. Let me take you and drop you to 4. No, I want closer. So let's just 0 you out. No, still a little closer. Okay. Too close, too close. Okay, we need a little distance. Let's see how that looks. That looks about right. Okay. Mind you, what I'm working on right now is going to be minuscule. These little holes are barely, like, on a printed model, unless you made the printed model huge, these holes are barely even going to be visible, but it's all in the details. You're going to make a ship, put it all in the details. I mean, look at Mark Sparks' work. Look at the irregular artist's work. When they make artwork, holy terra. And I want the little holes for the missiles on the LRM launchers to be as realistic as possible. And then I'll drop actual missiles into each one, maybe. That'd be cool. If something I'd really love, if I knew how to make like smoke plumes, so I could 3D print like missiles actually being launched. That would be so awesome. That would be cool. Okay. So let's drop these. Where's the stupid thingy? Ah, this is frustrating. Where is... Of course. Burns my eyes every time. It's supposed to be a little thing. It helps you drop it. Because of course I can't find that. Ah. There it is. Frag. Why is it clear down here? Now it's up there. No, what happened? It went up instead of down. And now it disappeared altogether. Let me guess. It's clear heckin' gone up here. Oh, no, it's right there. It's right there. It's right there. That's actually a annoying spot. Oh, I know what it's doing. So what I need to do, if I actually want that to work, is I need to take a work plane, drop it right here. Now I can drop them in perfectly. Now that'll work. Okay. I have to remember that. Man, being able to change the work plane is so stupidly handy. Whoever in Tinkercad put that design in, thank you. You are an amazing human being. Okay, so... gotta continue making these. 1, 2, 3... Definitely going to change the angle on those suckers. Definitely. Okay. Alright. Let's grab a work plane. Throw it right here. Drop these in. Yeah, those look good enough. Now we gotta raise it up. Oh, ow, my eyeballs. I'll get a new one. Oh, okay, it did it again. No, steady. Oh my gosh. Where is... Where? There. Okay. So 55.95 on that angle. And that's the one we want. So we want to... Let's take a closer look at this again. Where are you? We want to increase the distance between these ever so slightly. So to do that, we need to decrease this number just a tad. Okay, let's scope in again, see how we did. That was a bit much. So let's actually put that to 2. Let's do 3. Cool. All right. Okay. Ah, damn. Okay, work plane this again. That wasn't bad. That turned out pretty dang good. Okay, where's the rotation? There it is. Why it's clear up here, I will never know. Where'd it go? I need the rotation down here. Why the heck is it up there? I will never understand. Oh, all over the place. I get it. You know what? No, let's go much more. 5 degrees more. Okay. Ooh, I hate that. Why do I keep doing that? Maybe because I don't like my eyeballs. So 3 times 5, that's 15. So far, this by itself is a rack of 15. I can probably fit a minimum of 2 more, which means it'll be 21 missiles on each. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Being able to fire off 21 missiles on each of these. Okay. Alright. Let's reset the work plane. Down here. Oh, I'm blinding myself. Okay. Alright, then let's change angle. I think 10 degrees looks pretty good based off the new location. No! Stop being weird. Excuse me. Okay, 55.47. Alright, let's alter that. We want it just a bit closer, so let's go with a 9. No. Let's just straight up turn that into a 50. Let's try 51. That looks good enough for me. Okay. Resetting the work plane for the new angle. Sinking these in just a bit. And then moving on to what's going to be the last row. Which out the gate, I like the distance on the last row. The last row actually looks good on distance. I think 10 degrees is solid. Okay. Resetting the work plane again. Moving these in. Okay. So these are each going to be holes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, 7 times 3 is 21. This each one of these would be able to carry 21 missiles. And what I'm thinking, this top piece right here, I'm either going to have an armored piece put in there. In other words, each... Because why these are indented is because there's going to be an armor piece that's going to swing up from here when it goes into turtle mode or armored mode. It's going to swing up and either connect to the armored piece right here, or each armored piece is going to have a point and they'll all meet at a point at the center. The reason why I might do that is I might want one big missile pod to be right here in the center. For whenever the Naz'Ziam wants to fire off one larger missile. Just send it flying, for when it wants to fire off a larger missile at a target. I guess at that point, would you call it a torpedo? You'd go from missile to torpedo? Because that's distinctly larger. I do know in MechWarrior, I think larger missiles in MechWarrior, they call them arrow missiles or something like that. They're actually technically an artillery thing. I know catapults can equip them. They're much larger missiles that pack a much heavier punch. But I think they're slower to hit their target, and they really want you to be able to paint your target if they're going to fire off those. Oh. Anyway. So... I'm going to fine-tune these holes really quick because this row, for example, I don't like the angle. I don't like the angle at all. So what I'm going to do is, where's the rotate? There it is. Okay. Now I need to build some distance there and bring it a little closer to there, but I like that a lot more. You know what? I want just a tad more. Okay, that's much better. I like that a lot more. Okay, adjusting work plane. Holy crap. Blinds me every time. Oh. Okay, adjust these three. Adjusting them. Where's the rotator thingy? Holy crap, what is it up there? Ah! Okay, I'm gonna go for another 10 degrees. Now, oh, dang it, I hate it when I do that. Okay. So 55.83. So let's just throw 5 onto that. Oh, dang it. I meant... Okay, let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's a bit much. Oh. Well, throwing 5 onto that actually ended up kind of perfect. Actually, considering this one needs to be dropped down just a tad. Okay. And these ones... 56.13. Readjusting work plane. Okay. So what I can do now is grab all of these. Which will take a moment to do. And hit mirror. Oh, shoot. Turn mirror back off. Reset the work plane. Now hit mirror. Where's the... There it is. That didn't work. Dang it. Let's move all of these. Put them back where they were. Now we'll hit mirror. Okay. And if this works the way I intend, I can literally just bring them over here. And then see if I've lined them up correctly. So it's not a perfect fit. I do want to bring these ones over a bit more. Ow, I hate it when it does that. Now I gotta select them all again, because yay. Gotta be a faster way to do this. I'm still learning my way with Tinkercad. It is a work in progress. Okay. There you are. So I want to decrease this number ever so slightly. Then let's take a look up here, see how that looks. You know, that looks almost perfect. Like, I might want to adjust that by 1, just 1. Okay. I think we're good. The only question is... Oh, I know how I'll do it. Okay. So I did the mirror at first. Okay. And now it's just a simple matter of rotation. Itchy head. Okay, so where's the... Where is it? There it is, jeez. Okay, so we want to flip it by 90 degrees. Okay. Stick it here. Then here. Relatively simple. And then just like before, we need to fine-tune it just a bit. There you are. So we're going to increase that number by about 5. Okay. Puts it right there. Okay. Then just a simple matter of doing this again. Oh, no! What happened? Ah, darn, it's somehow deselected. So I gotta do this again. Hate that. Okay. There we go. Where's the rotation? Screw it. Let's just mirror it. Okay. Alright, so we need to bring that out just a bit. So we're going to decrease this by about 5 and see what happens. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to delete that. I don't need that. So, overall, this will be a base missile pod in, well, you know, ready to fire. I'm going to create a copy of this and set it off to the side. Over there. Then, let's group this up. See how it turns out. This might take a second. Oh, it's begun. It's working on it. It's thinking. There we go. You know what? I think that looks pretty freaking fantabulous. Then I have to position a missile inside each one of these. That part is not as hard as I was making out to. I don't know. That part actually could be pretty... Oh no, all I have to do is put a triangle in each one of these. And I know how to do that, relatively speaking. However, that's going to be a lot of detailed crap. That's going to be a lot of work. So I'm not sure I'm going to tackle that right now. Because honestly, that's a lot of minutia, like, ready to burn out your brain cells. So... But each one of these missile pods you see over here... These dark ones, is going to be replaced by these. Because it's overall a better design. The question now is, if I'm going to do what I was thinking about doing earlier, where I put one big missile pod in the center. Because if the armored doors that come up spherically from beneath each have a point on them, they could all come up in the center and meet together to completely cover this top square. And it would be, technically, there's enough room here to have one large missile pod in the center. Well, you know, hole for a larger missile. So that each missile pod that the Naz'Ziam would have would be capable of firing off what's 4 times 21. So that's 60, 80, 84 missiles of this smaller size, and then one of a much larger size. So if there was something that was threatening, that they could just quickly fire off one missile at that they needed to do a bit more damage to. Or heck, we could say that it's actually a missile that would be more like a small tactical nuke. No, actually, given the size of the Naz'Ziam, that's 118 meters in length, this thing, that would actually, I wouldn't even say that's a small tactical nuke. Mind you, they don't have nukes in my universe, but it's an equivalent kind of bomb. It doesn't give off the same kind of radiation that nukes do. It does give off some radiation, not nearly as deadly either, but it would be an equivalent kind of bomb to that. So when they needed to drop bombs, do bombing runs, potentially that would be what this missile is. Because these LRMs, I mean, if it's only going to have one of this larger kind of missile, you want it to be heavy hitting. It's not going to be chasing down smaller targets, and it's not going to be anywhere near as fast. So yeah, I think I am going to do that. So I'm going to quickly forge. Let's see. Gonna need you to be like 1 by 1 by 1. Okay.
It's sandwich time.
Uh-oh, my wife made me food. Oh no. Someone save me. She wants to feed me. Someone save me from her generous wonderness. I married myself a Wonder Woman. I mean, how often can you say that your wife actually makes you sandwiches when you ask for her to make you a sandwich? I know that's a general joke within nerddom, but I've got a wonderful wife. What can I say? Okay. Let me work on this a bit longer, Dove. And then I will be out there to eat, okay?
Okay. Well, I thought I would just bring it in to you.
Oh, well, I don't want to eat during the stream.
Okay. So we'll eat together?
Yes, Fijesh, we will eat together.
Okay.
Okay. So, I've pretty much centered it. But the current problem is, well, actually, no, it's a pretty good size. I'm not sure I really want to change anything. So, yeah. I think we'll just sink that in there. And that should be good enough. Let's group those up. Come on. It's got to think it's doing, due to the fact this object has already been so heavily manipulated due to all these other smaller holes, it's having difficulty. No, I want that. Oh, dang. Whoa. I undid it, and now it has to think a lot just to undo what I did. Okay, that should be good right there. Let's do this one more time. Group up. Okay. All right. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that. So this is going to be the missile pod to replace these other ones. It'll be capable of firing much, much larger missile pods. Missiles. It'll be capable of firing many, many more. This one over here could fire a grand total of 59 missiles. The one that you see currently attached right here. These ones, they could only fire about 59 missiles. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, yeah. Oh, 54. It could fire 54 missiles. So you do 54 missiles versus... And it can't even have an armored panel come up to actually cover it properly. Wouldn't be anywhere near as efficient to go into turtle mode. I don't even know where the armored panel would come from. It can't fire off one larger missile to boot. So this design over here, despite being a bit unconventional, I really need a new mouse, can fire off more missiles. Armored doors can slam up into place to protect any exposed ammunition when the ship goes into turtle mode to protect itself. And yeah, it can fire off one larger missile for when it needs to do like tactical hard strikes. So it gets, let's see, 54 versus, what was that, 84? Oh, so it's straight up just 30 more missiles across the board. So 30 more missiles plus one larger missile. So it can go into turtle mode ridiculously better because armored doors can come up and protect it like that. It has 30 more missiles plus a larger hard strike missile. Overall, this missile pod has every advantage over this one. Don't get me wrong, I put a lot of work into this missile pod and I still like it and love it. And maybe when I make inferior ship designs, ones that have shields, essentially, where they'll be firing their missiles off through their shields and whatnot, maybe this will actually go on those as a turret. But this one over here, in every possible way, is superior to these other ones. So I'm going to go through and replace each one of these with this. I'm not exactly 100% sure if it's going to be 6 missile pods or not. Because there's going to be other guns, other weapons. The center area up here is actually going to go towards the one single heavy cannon that the Naz'Ziam carries. The Naz'Ziam only has one heavy cannon. It's a beast of a gun. It's basically a gauze/mat cannon, but what it fires is not a regular gauze round or Gauss cannon. I think that might be how it's actually properly pronounced. I pronounce it gauze, where I think it's actually pronounced Gauss. I'm not sure. But magnetic acceleration cannon. And what it fires, essentially the explosion, because the round explodes, it goes through shields like they're not there. It punches through armor like butter, like a 10,000 degree knife through butter. And when it detonates, it's a small supernova. No, that's not a metaphor. It's literally a small supernova that was basically a small weaponized star is within the round. And when it goes off, it just goes boom. It's just... yeah. Anyway. But yeah, imagine a Gauss cannon, a magnetic acceleration cannon that fires off miniaturized stars that will slice through shields and armor like they're not even there, and then detonate within a ship, vaporizing basically everything within a kilometer of the blast radius of when it goes off. Even capital ships would be afraid of the Naz'Ziam. Even capital ships, because it's just a 118 meter long Corvette essentially when it's in fleet actions. The problem is each round is extremely precious. They're incredibly difficult to manufacture. The rounds themselves are made of the same thing that the hull of the Naz'Ziam will be made out of, Mjolnir armor. And it's an incredibly precious material that is extremely difficult to manufacture. So, to waste it, you know, because when they fire off a Mjolnir round, it explodes. It's gone. They don't get that back. So each and every single round has to be fired off only when necessary. Anyway, that's like the nerf to an incredibly potent weapon. Because this weapon is OP as all get out. So obviously it needed an intense nerf. But the nerf came naturally. Mjolnir armor is not easy to produce. Every time a Naz'Ziam ship was ever lost during the final war of the Thraagishton Republic, it was a massively devastating blow because of the materials that went into each ship, and the personnel had to be trained excruciatingly well. So, and the rounds themselves, everything, all the materials. It was said that the Naz'Ziam ships, each and every single one was a master-crafted piece of art. And they were customized to the commander. Every single commander who had a Naz'Ziam placed under his command, his or her command, heck yeah, customize each and every single one to the nuances of the commander. But that's when they knew who the commander was going to be. There were hundreds, if not thousands, of Naz'Ziams that were made. And mind you, there was less than 100,000 Naz'Ziams ever made in total. So less than 100,000 ever. But each and every single one was crafted to the commander when they knew who the commander was going to be. If a commander was recruited after his or her ship was built, I'm just going to say his ship, just for shortcut. After his ship was made, then they could, when parts were available, customize the ship to how they wanted it. But otherwise, they got whatever they got. And if parts weren't available, they had to make do. But for the most part, yeah, each and every single Naz'Ziam was a master-crafted piece of art that when lost, when destroyed, was never to be duplicated, never to be repeated. They would oftentimes slightly experiment with the design. Even when they didn't have a commander to customize the ship around, they would experiment with the design of each and every single one to see if they could craft one a little bit better, a little bit different. Because every ship was designed to be extremely adaptable, modifiable. They could remove sections of the ship and part them out for another one. So they were constantly seeing if they could make it just a little bit better when they were producing these things. It's said that there's no two Naz'Ziam ships that are perfectly alike. There are ones that you can find that will be almost identical, but not perfectly alike. And given the amount that were lost during that war, it's said that it would be a miracle for you to find two that were perfectly identical. They were never carbon copies of each other. Or at least if they were, it would be next to impossible to find 2 twins. Anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up for the night. This was the designing of the missile pod. Oh my gosh, this was fun to make. It made me feel fulfilled. If anybody has any feedback, advice, anything like that on the overall design of the ship, let me know. These small blue spheres that you see are point defense weapons. I tried to put them in critical locations. These forward guns here are, I'd say heavy medium hard points, because they're not quite mediums. They're a little bit way too big to be just mediums. In fact is, I might actually decrease their size. Let me know if you think they're too big. Just like the sheer size of the rounds coming out of this, because this is basically what will be a rotary autocannon of sorts. The rounds coming out of that would be massive, and I feel like the Naz'Ziam couldn't properly store enough to do justice to a cannon of this size, so it would have to be very conservative on the ammo. I feel like that cannon probably has to be decreased in size to do proper justice. These, however, on the side were essentially going to be particle projection cannons, or PPCs. And, yeah. And the rest of these are just point defense weapons. These blue spheres, these are LRM launchers, which are going to be replaced by the missile pod that I just designed. And let me show you what Spacer created. Spacer is the artist that I've been coordinating with, and this is his conceptual design. I've been attempting to duplicate the armor he put over the engines here, because this was purely of his creation, his make, putting armor over each of these. I didn't do that, he did. And I'm trying to duplicate it here, not quite as successfully as I'd like, because his looks so doggone neat on the sides. I mean, just compare this side right here. Look how messy those lines are to this. Compare. Look how neat and orderly those are. It's just gorgeous. So I'm sort of sad I haven't been able to properly replicate that. And same deal with this one over here. Even this is just a bit messy. So I'm still working out the kinks, and that's even if I can put the armor on without making it look messy. Maybe I'll just have to live with it. I mean, mind you, the ship isn't designed to be a work of art. Technically, each ship of the Naz'Ziams was a work of art, but you could argue that I am making art here, but this is my attempt to replicate what Spacer made. And, yeah. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, anyone who watches this, well, leave them down in the comment section below, and I will get to them. Thank you very much. Y'all apps are fraggingly awesome. Gonna go ahead and hop off now. And I will be continuing this in the future. I don't know if every time I work on the Naz'Ziam, I'm gonna live stream it. Probably not. Because I kind of just do it in my spare time here or there. But each live stream will be an update on my progress. Anyway, y'all apps are fraggingly awesome. I will see y'all later. Don't y'all get into too much trouble, or do. It's always up to you.